In this video, we're going to talk about what a least common denominator is and how to compare fractions. So a least common denominator is the least common multiple, or LCM, of two or more fractions denominators. So basically, if I've got two fractions, I look at their denominators and I find the least common multiple. And that's my least common denominator, or LCD. That's how this is abbreviated. So let's try an example. It says, Jenna and Aaron go out to eat and are sharing a yummy pizza. Jenna eats 4/9 of the pizza, and Aaron eats 3/7 of the pizza. Who eats more pizza? Okay, so I've got 4/9 and 3/7. Now, although it's 4 out of 9 versus 3 out of 7, I can't really easily compare these fractions because the denominators aren't the same. So the size pieces, really, Jenna technically it's like out of 9 pieces, 4 out of 9. Aaron is 3 out of 7. So these pieces are bigger, although she ate less. So it's hard to compare unless we get a common denominator. So let's do that. We're going to find the LCD, least common denominator. Though some of you might already know the least common multiple between 9 and 7, the two denominators. But if you don't, remember one of our methods for finding the least common multiple is to list out the multiples of 7 and 9 and then see where they overlap. So 7, if I count by 7s, I get 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42, 49, 56, 63. Okay, that should be good for now. We'll see if 9 overlaps at all if I count by 9s. So 9, 18, 27, 36, 45, 54, 63. Oh, hey, I noticed that these both have a 63. So that is the lowest multiple that they have in common. So that's the least common denominator. Now what I want to do is I want to try to get 4/9 to turn into something over 63. And then I want to get 3/7 to turn into something over 63 as well. And so I ask myself, okay, 9 times what gives me 63? Well, I know 9 times 7 is 63. So if I multiplied the denominator by 7, I need to do the same thing to the numerator. Multiply it by 7. So 4 times 7 gives me 28. Therefore, 4/9 is equal to 28/63. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing over here. So to get from 7 to 63, I had to multiply by 9. Therefore, I need to do the same thing to my 3. 3 times 9 gives me, oh, not 18 at all. Sorry, that's 27. 27. Okay, sorry, that looks really sloppy, but there's a 27. So they were really close. Now I can compare them. 28 over 63 versus 27 over 63. Now I'm working with the same size pieces, so I can compare them. 28 is bigger than 27. So when I compare them, 28/63, that's greater than 27/63. So since 28/63 was equal to 4/9, that means 4/9 is greater than 3/7. So let's see who ate more. Jenna ate the 4/9 portion. So it looks like she ate more, a little bit more. Jenna ate more. So I've compared the fractions, and that helped me solve the problem. All right, this one's not a story problem, but we're going to use a similar method here. So compare 3/5 and 5/8. It's hard to compare them because my denominators are not the same. So I need to get them to be the same so I can compare them. And the least common denominator between 5 and 8, well, again, you could list out your multiples like this and see where they overlap. Some of you might just know that the lowest number that 5 and 8 both divide into is 40. So I'm going to go ahead and just write the least common denominator is 40. 5 and 8 both go into 40. So I want to try to get 3/5 to be something over 40 And I also want to get 5/8 to be something over 40 so that I can compare them. So let's see, to get from 5 to 40, I multiply by 8. So I must do the same thing to the top. 3 times 8 gives me 24. And over here, to get from 8 to 40, I need to multiply by 5. Therefore, I need to do the same thing to the top. 5 times 5 is 25. So they're really close. Again, 24 40ths is lower than 25 40ths. So I'm going to say 24 40ths is less than 25 40ths. So, all right, well, 24 40ths went with the 3/5. Because remember, those are my original fractions. So that means this is less than 5/8. And that is my comparison. Now, another way I could write this, if I were to flip these two fractions around and write the 5/8 first, 3/5. So I wrote 5/8 first. So 3/5 is less than 5/8 is the same as saying 5/8 is greater than 3/5. So if I flip the two sides around, as long as I flip my sign also, then it means the same thing. And they're compared.